Hi everybody, welcome back to those who've been hanging with me some time, and welcome to those who are new. I'm Adele Levine, intuitive and medium. Real quick, don't forget to subscribe and also comment. Okay, so a couple of things, because I do have a couple things coming up that people have asked questions about. This Saturday, me and Mystic Dylan, the Witch and the Medium, are doing a meet and greet at the Black Sheep Gallery in Burbank. It's free, but you do got to be 21 and up, because there's a little wine drinking being served on donation basis. We're also doing little tiny readings for about 10 minutes for $20, me and Dylan. Just a little taste. We're not going to do too many, because it's about meeting people who've been listening to us and hanging with us for some time. And I know that those of you who are watching who are interested in the subject are like, let's get to the subject at hand. But I do have a class coming that people have had questions about. This Saturday, March 14th, journey into the other realm, and to the other side, I should say. And people have been a little bit like, am I going to really go to the other side? Am I talking to dead people? And they've been a little bit leery and also excited. And I just want to make it clear for those of you who've come to a lot of my other classes, this is the same journey we do every single class. I'm just extending it longer so that you can download it and you can reuse it again and practice. It's going home to where we all come from, and where we all return. It's that same thing that I do with you guys with music. It's raising your vibration and all that. All right, let's get to the subject at hand. Okay, first I need a little sip from my, my little flamingo cup. Okay, so Ascended Masters. Okay, this is something I've been thrown out many times, but I do use the term Master Teachers. So a lot of the times people are usually calling it Ascended Masters is the more popular term, and that's why I'm using that title, because it's more familiar. I tend to call them Master Teachers. What are they is the main question I get a lot, because I haven't really covered it. I do drop that term a lot, but I haven't actually covered it. So they are not guides. Guides are, well, I have done a video on guides and you can go check that out, but for a little bit, reminder in a nutshell, guides tend to help you with the day-to-day. I personally don't believe in guides as an individual. I believe in the collective conscious and the collective whole, and that there's energies that separate themselves and take form and give not yourself, but you guys, an image that you are familiar with or comfortable with. So if you're like into wizards, if you're into dragons, if you are saying, oh, Bob's my guide, and things like that, they will come in that form. They're not really those people. They don't need to be, because they do not have a physical body. So guides are more the day-to-day, the things you're saying, hey, my car, I need to get fixed, or should I take this job, or that day-to-day inner voice. Where Ascended Masters and Master Teachers are higher beings. I don't mean hierarchy like we do here, but they are well versed in both realms. So obviously there's many other realms besides the earth realm and the other realm, meaning the other side. But these are the ones we are familiar with and know of at this time. And maybe some of you, this is new familiar, maybe this isn't familiar, new territory is what I mean. And you're just learning this other realm. So they are the understanding of the physical realm and the spiritual realm. So let me be clear about that. And spiritual can mean your spirit, energy, vibration, interdimensional. So they are more here to kind of kick your butt a little bit once you have this awakening. Me and Dylan just did a podcast on the sacrifice, meaning like after you have an awakening, the sacrifices you go through. Once you have this like new aha of like, oh my gosh, I've had this awakening, and seeing the veil, seeing the world behind the world. The Ascended Masters are here to push you beyond that. So there'll be constant shifts. So a lot of times I've seen that when people open up this path, when they start to walk down this path, it's very exciting and they love all discovery. And that is awesome. I used to say when I first started this path, it was like every 6 months I felt like there was a lesson or a shift going on. I could say that's every week now or more after 16 years of doing this professionally. Now it's even more often. So the Ascended Masters kind of push you through different, it's not testing, but different lessons, let's say. So at first everything's just like discovery and wonderful and flowery, and you're like, oh, I'm on this journey and it's completely awesome, and I'm realizing there's a world behind a world, and it's just, oh, the world's opening up to me. And you go through that for some time, and now it's time to put it into action. And putting it into action is being pushed through uncomfortable moments and uncomfortable zones inside yourself. And so that's how you'll know. I want to say, do not worry, do not get caught up in who they are and what they are and all of that, and more pay attention to what they're saying and what lessons you're feeling. And you do have a choice. Like, you can say, like, you know, I've had this awakening and I've been having a good time and it's been awesome and I feel really good, but honestly, like, it's a little too much and I want to peace out. I did for a long time. When I first started this path, I kind of pieced out for about 12 years before I came back and dedicated. A lot of times I do see this. People will go down this path and they'll have this awakening and they're very excited, and then once they get those challenges and those shifts that these master teachers tend to give us, they peace out. And I also have seen them return back to it. So you definitely have a choice. You don't have to do it all now. But I just want you to know, if things start to get bumpy and you're like, I don't understand, I've had this awakening and all of a sudden I have all these challenges and I don't know why, because I thought the spirituality was just supposed to be all like beautiful and kumbaya, and things are starting to get a little rough, then you're probably on the right path. It is the way it goes. More pay attention to, what are they trying to teach me? What is changing? There is this thing called, we get broken down and we get torn apart and rebuilt back up. That is a thing. And you become a different person. There's no way you can go through this and not. So if there's things that you're finding that are teaching you, like, oh, this feels good and it's wonderful, and you just always feel like light and fluffy, that's an easy sell, and that feels all great and wonderful, but that's not really growth. So just look at it like this. When you had your awakening, it's like the plant got pulled out of the pot and replanted into a much bigger field. And now you're able to see so much more around you. And yes, that growth and regrowing roots and learning and growing is painful. And that's pretty much what the Ascended Masters are doing. Or I call them master teachers. What are they? Are they alien? Are they angels? Are they fairies? Are they spirits? I would say they're just beings that have been around for a very, very long time. And you could probably put it on many labels. So don't get so caught up in that. But in my experience, they're not as human. That's all I can say. I just don't see them that way. But you may see them in that way. And actually sometimes it's like I said, the form isn't so important, it's more the message. And what I mean by human is that they're far removed from this dimension. So I hope that helped explain it. I would totally encourage you to explore this in your own way. Again, kind of more go on when you feel that shift and you feel like something's pushing you, more than like what it is and what they are and what they look like and all that kind of jazz. People get really, really caught up in that, and that's just not the point. So I hope this helped you guys. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and following me on all my social media, because I get to hear from you guys, and you guys ask me questions in DMs and comments, and I love doing as much as I can. Don't forget that I have past videos and a lot of times on some subjects, and I'll let you know that you can get caught up on and that can help. Follow yourself, follow no one, listen to this inner voice, this inner compass, and I'll see you soon.